Alright guys, it's that time of the year again, Halloween. And what better way to celebrate Halloween than to take a look at another Metroid game. Now early this year, I looked at the original Metroid on the NES, and now that I, the retro game nerd, am ready to take another challenge, it's time to take a look at the Pocket Adventures, which is Metroid 2, Return of Samus for the Game Boy. Now as I said before, I fucking love Metroid. Produced by the late Gunpei Yokoi, Metroid became a popular game on the NES. After selling 1 million copies, a sequel had to be made. Well, it can't be for the NES this time, but it was for the Game Boy, which is the hottest thing at the time. Metroid 2 Return of Samus was released in 1991 in America and 1992 in Japan and Europe. It's hard to believe that Metroid is more popular here in America than in Japan, and I have nothing to complain about. Now, since this is the first portable Metroid game, it does seem interesting to play it on the go, but to me, I like playing a Metroid game on the TV screen. So here's what I got for this one. Ladies and germs, meet the Super Game Boy. It's a Super Nintendo accessory that would allow you to play Game Boy games on your TV. It also gives old Game Boy games color! Nowadays it looks average, but back then it looks awesome. Well, for 1994 standards. So by popping in the cartridge, we're here at the title screen where we get some eerie background music that settles the mood of the game. Actually, it's starting to annoy me, so let's just move on. The original game has a thin storyline, but in this game it's non-existent. It's only if you don't have the box or manual that comes with it. Now that won't be a problem thanks to the internet, but back then if you get a used copy of this game you might not know the flying cock is going on here. After the defeat of Mother Brain and the Space Pirates from the first game, Samus was tasked from the Galactic Federation to travel to the Metroid home planet SR-388 and terminate every single Metroid that is around there. Now I'm thinking that this planet is more like a boring ass neighborhood because destroying every member can't be due under 2 hours. And what am I to judge? This is Samus we're talking here. So we begin the game and we're taken to the title screen. This game introduces Samus' Starship, which is actually seen in future games. The controls and gameplay has been improved since the first game. First you start off with 30 missiles in your arsenal along with 99 units of energy instead of 30. She also has the Morph Ball and the Long Beam, so we don't have to complain about it not traveling across the entire screen. Seriously, that was just fucking stupid. Samus is also improved here. Besides the fact of better visuals details, she could also duck to take down ground enemies with ease, and she could also shoot down. Thank you. Oh, hold it, she still can't shoot diagonally. Damn it all! While you travel the planet, you'll find these red doors which will obtain power-ups that can extend your arsenal. The returning weapons from the first game are the Morph Ball bombs, the high jump boots, the ice beam, the wave beam, which is more effective in this one, the barrier seal, which now gives Samus its famous shoulder pads, and of course, the screw attack. Which gets it! Ah! Anyway, being a sequel, we also get some new power-ups which can help you out during your journey. New to the beam power-ups are the Spacer Beam and the Plasma Beam. They both shoot lasers, they travel through walls, and they cover up the most grounds. They're okay, but I don't think I can take care of much for these for long. New to the Morph Ball family is the Spire Ball. It can latch on the walls and make it easy to climb up. Kinda like Spider-Man, but in a ball. Besides using it to get some goodies, I don't think you could use it that much. But now this gives me an obvious question. Every time when I activate the Spider Ball, why does it always sound like a wet fart for some reason? Seriously, it sounds like a wet fart. Anyway, we also get the Spring Ball, which can actually let you jump in Morph Ball mode. That's cool. And the last power-up you can obtain is the Space Jump. While pressing jump at the right rhythm, you can jump repeatedly up to places that you can't even imagine. This can actually make the Spider Ball obsolete. Now, the main goal in this entire game is to destroy every single Metroid on this 8-bit planet. The counter on the bottom right tells how many Metroids you have left around the planet. Now you might be thinking, Retro Game Nerd, you already said that Metroids are the nastiest creatures from the last game. If this game is all about destroying them all, then this game must be fucking hard. Well, not exactly. In fact, if you encounter the first Metroid, you get to see they are actually hatching. No longer jellyfish with fangs, Metroids come in 4 different forms. Alpha Metroids, Gamma Metroids, Zeta Metroids, and Omega Metroids. They are no longer weak from the previous weakness, the Ice Beam, so you don't have to freeze them to shoot missiles at them. And if you see one, just switch to your missiles and fire away! Well, it's fine and dandy that much, but I'd rather stick with the original Metroids. Now, Metroid 2 is nowhere non-linear than the first game. While traveling through areas, there's platforms and other areas that you can't go through because it's covered in lava. If you're playing this on the Super Game Boy, it kind of looks like dog shit for some reason. But I know it kind of looks like mud, but I'm just calling it dog shit anyway. The progression in this game is to kill all the Metroids in a given area. By killing the last Metroid in the area, an earthquake will appear to lower the level of lava, so you can go into the next area and kill the next batch of Metroids. Now, because of this lava blockage, you can't explore willy-nilly because the game wants you to go into a specific area on the planet. This might be because of the memory limitations of the Game Boy. Now, I doubt about it in this game, but non-linearity has made what the original so great. Like in the first game, we get energy tanks and missile expansions around the planet. Some of them are hard to find, but others are not really hiding from you. This might be another thing from the memory limitations. Since the areas in this game are so small, the screen ratio is smaller, Samus is bigger than her NES counterpart, you can't see anything at once. It can be easy to get lost in this game, especially when areas are branched out like a tree. It's like if you look throughout the entire area and you can't find that one fucking Metroid that is blocking your way to complete the area. Well, because of the limited view, it becomes frustrating than fun to some players. Now, the Metroids you fight goes from fucking hard to piss easy. Alpha and Gamma Metroids are just a joke in my opinion. They don't put up a fight and they're the most that you encounter throughout the entire game, so they just become rather boring. Zeta and Omega Metroids put out a better challenge in this game. Zeta Metroids are highly aggressive to fight. I should say you have to be careful when you fight them. Omega Metroids are not that hard, but they just take a crap ton of missiles to kill them. I have a pro tip here. If you manage to hit them in the back, you can kill them faster, and trust me on this, you don't want to run out of missiles in this entire game. And if you do, you're gonna have to farm for more, and that can make me the chairman of the board. Now this game has some energy and missile refills for you, but they are limited in this game, and you're gonna have to try to find them. I would suggest using a map to find them all, and dealing with the Mega Metroids, you're really gonna need all the missiles you need to fight them. Alright, there's only one Metroid left. While space jumping through this big and empty room, we see an egg-like piece just above us that we can't get to yet. Wait, I didn't pause to get- Oh, you fucking asshole! The Metroid counter bounced from 1 to 9! Why the fuck would it cause it to do it like that? Yes, the last batch of Metroids are original ones. And just like the first game, you're gonna need Ice Beam and 5 missiles. Well, there is also a plus in this one. When you enter this room with the decapitated Chozo statue, you will equip the Ice Beam just in case you don't have it yet. Okay, back to one Metroid again. We drop down in this hole and we get introduced to the Queen Metroid. And how do we begin this fight? By playing some Ding Dong Ditch. Yeah, after battling the previous 8 Metroids, you might be wiped out from all that. Well, it's a good thing there is an opening so you can refill before the final fight. So now that's taken care of, we can take on the Queen Metroid. And she's piss easy. To start off, you ledge to the left and shoot a hell lot of missiles to start off the fight. And the strategy goes like this, and it's always the same. She'll lunge at you twice, step back, and shoot projectile. That's it. That's all she does. The projectiles are easy to avoid by screw attacking into them, and when she lunges at you, just fire away like there's no tomorrow. You will get hurt, but it will get the job done. She sometimes gets stunned if you shoot her with her mouth open. Yeah, that sounds incredibly gross. After you defeat the Queen, she will disappear in thin air for some reason, and... no countdown or self-destructing sequence here? Well, I'm okay with that. So after that, we get to the egg that I mentioned earlier, and oh shit, it's hatching. Oh, how so cute is the baby Metroid, which actually confused Samus as its own mother. Now seriously, I would die for Shakalona if my mother never takes her helmet off. The rest of the game is to travel through the tunnel and get back to Samus' ship where we're taken to the credits with no ending for some reason. Instead, we get this running animation in its place. And if you beat the game fast enough, again you'll get to see Samus without her power suit, with hair somehow flows in space. Now, a lot of people call this the black sheep of the series because it's actually different from the original game, like how Mario 2 is different from Mario 1, and how Zelda 2 is different from Zelda 1. Well, it doesn't matter because I like this game. Not as much as the original, but it's still good. But it has to have some flaws in the mix. First off, the areas are limited to go through because of lava blockage, and I don't even like that part because non-linearity is fun after all. That's what made the original Metroid fun to begin with. Second, I hate how you use the beams in this game. Like the first game, you can only carry one beam with you at all costs. Well, that ain't a problem for me in the first game because I only care for the ice beam. Well, I know there is a place there that actually stores all the beams in one room, but I wish it would help me out by keeping all the beams in my arsenal. And the last flaw I hate is the audio presentation. This soundtrack is terrible because there's barely any music in this entire game. When there's some songs that are playing in the background, they can be a bit forgetful. Now some people say it's because of the memory limitations, and for that I say bullshit to a horse's ass. Games like Castlevania Adventures and the handheld Mega Man games have some best soundtracks in history, while this is Capcom and Konami I'm talking about. Anyway, the plus side of this game that is actually improved that you can actually have a save feature in this game. Yes, you can actually save your progress and continue the next day. At least it's better than the first game because seriously, 24 characters in a password system? Why do they actually do this? Anyway, I would say if you're a hardcore Metroid fan, you should give this game a try. Now, this is another game that casual gamers should be careful to play. Now, I never explained it. Now, you think that the original game is too hard? Then you should check out Metroid Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance. I can't wait till I review this game because it's actually a definitive version of the original Metroid. But don't worry, I'll get into more details in the future and tell you why. So anyway, that was Metroid 2 Return to Samus for the Game Boy. There's a lot of games in the series, but I said I can't do it all in one shot. So maybe next time when I have time to do another Metroid game, I'll take it on Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo. But right now, I have another game on my list. I need to prep myself for this. I gotta get some coffee, some soda, or beer, whatever.